All right, what's going on? You're now tuned in. Real Talk with the GoodFellaz podcast, or at least that's what we're calling it right now. You know how we do every week, round table with all the homies out here, and we chop it up about everything: music, entertainment, culture, politics, all that. It's your boy Tommy Guns.
You, the photographer, who it is.
Karev, Heritage Hip Hop, salute.
John Montana.
And we here, like I said, this is going to be a weekly thing. Shout out to everybody tuned in right now, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, or however you get your social media and all that. And we got a lot to talk about just since last week. I mean, I'm talking anything from popular culture to politics. So I feel like let's start with the good stuff, with easy stuff first before we get into something heavy. Yo, it's been a big week, I feel like, for movies and entertainment. Shout out to all my DC fans out there. DC just had a big event. Who wants to, all my DC fans on the chat, what's good?
Yo, DC, that Fandome was fire, man. I'm sorry. Like, they straight up created an entire con, and they didn't hold back. Like, they had everybody there, and it's like every panel they set up was just fire. They hit. It was like they hit. They had questions. You had the Wonder Woman stuff. You had the Bat. You had Doom Patrol, Suicide. They announced that they're finally doing a movie for that. They kind of slid in that Warner Brothers and Warner Brothers. They have that Warner Max company now. So all this content for HBO Max, man, it was fire, bro. Like that was dope. I'm gonna see.
Wonder Woman trailer I thought was dope. I know you was feeling the Batman trailer. Karev, I know you was feeling a bunch of content that came from there. What particular were you feeling?
Two things I like the best. I like the Gotham Knights game, which looks incredible, because with one trailer, the Gotham Knights game made more noise than the Avengers beta all together. So
Don't disrespect the Avengers like that, yo.
I hear you, but Red Hood is killing all the Avengers. that Gotham Knights game look. And the second thing that DC fandom did that got me very interested is I'm a big fan of people of color and all melanated people in comic books. And the Milestone Media panel was very, very good. And the fact that I'm going to see some of my favorite comic book characters that were on the shelf since the early 2000s, late 90s is really big. I'm liking that we're gonna have a live action Static Shock movie. We're gonna have Icon and Rocket come back. We've seen them in Young Justice, but now for them to come back proper with their own properties, that's very exciting to me.
Bring Icon back? They announced Icon?
They announced Icon and Rocket. They announced Hardware. They announced another thing. It's like a collective book in the Static Shock movie and book.
And the $1 million question right now, Shah, do you care about anything we're talking about right now?
I'm not a comic book guy, so I'm listening to what y'all saying, but I don't really like. I'm not a comic book guy.
Yeah, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? I mean, did you see the trailer for the new Batman? I mean, are you a Batman fan?
Yeah, definitely.
What'd you think about the new Batman trailer?
I'm just glad that they're not using Ben Affleck, bro.
Really? You weren't a fan?
It's definitely it definitely seems like it's going back to the Chris Nolan type.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Dark Knight type, you know what I mean?
Yeah. We got a emo Batman now.
Yeah. I don't want to see no more of that Michael Keaton, Vlad Kilmer, whatever his name is.
Nah, Michael Keaton was a dope Batman, though. Don't you guys think?
I don't think so. I ain't like him.
The original Batman with Jack Nicholson and Michael Keaton. Yeah.
I ain't like him. He wasn't the original anyway, though.
Well,
you gotta remember that shit. It was in the '60s too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Tim Burton was the first time you ever saw Batman look like that. Like the Joker,
we're having a little trouble hearing you.
I said,
Yeah.
I think you're right. Tim Burton kind of made him like more darker than before, but relatively speaking, when Chris Nolan got his hands on the trilogy or on the franchise, he made it like beyond like great. You know what I mean?
I agree. That personally, that was my favorite Batman. I mean, thus far, we haven't seen this new movie coming out, but to me, the Dark Knight trilogy was probably arguably one of the greatest comic book related trilogies, period. Although I feel like the Joker really, I think the villains kind of helped. It wasn't so much that Christian Bale was the greatest acting Batman, but they had some great villains in that trilogy.
Yeah.
You know.
Villains make the story. The heroes are boring. I'm personally a fan of the villains. If you have great villains, I'll read or I'll look at what you're about. If the hero's always going to save the day and everybody's going to sing songs when he walks down the street, I'm not interested. I like conflict. That's something I really like. Villain and good writing.
That's why Batman's so popular, because Batman, people relate to Batman. Like, that's why it's hard for people to live action Superman. It's hard for a lot of people because Superman once you get past Zod, now you're talking Brainiac, and you're not beating him without the Justice League. So it's hard to create a real good Superman movie, but they do it animated. But it's just hard to do it in real life because Superman's never really in danger.
Yeah, I feel like, and this is my one gripe. I thought Man of Steel was a good movie, but my one gripe is, for the first movie, I felt like they could have got everything they needed in that one film without having like Zod and all of a sudden like Kryptonians fighting him at the time where he's just learning to use his power. I would have loved personally where the first movie, he kind of runs into Lex Luthor and his like human schemes. You know what I'm saying? He's still learning. I felt like by them using Zod so quickly and then Doomsday later on, Batman versus Superman, it's like, damn, where do you go from there? Like, it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, other than, I'm not like necessarily familiar with their rogues gallery, I guess you say, but it's like when you have somebody who's that powerful, it's like after Doomsday, where do you really go?
Yeah,
that was the point of the Snyder Cut that we're going to see soon. All DC fans. The point of the buildup was you were going to see the alien, then you were going to see the alien versus humanity while struggling with his own humanity. So that's where the monsters come in. Then when the Justice League came, you were going to get the overpowering alien threat that has to pull everyone together while humanity is still in question. So that's how they were building it up. But unfortunately, we got the garbage that came out in the movie theater instead, which was an okay movie. But if you look at the core of the characters,
it was a disappointment.
The core of the characters were compromised, like Batman rolling on the ground grunting.
Yeah, because really it was like when Superman finally, was resurrected, he wiped the floor with him in like 5 minutes. Like that's the thing, you know what I'm saying? So, but shout out to everybody tuned in right now. Real Talk with the GoodFellaz. We're talking movies. I also, speaking of movies that may or may not come out, New Mutants is actually supposed to come out this weekend. Often delayed. We didn't even know if it was really going to happen. I think this is the last remnants of the Fox dealing with the X-Men franchise, although Disney brought them. And to be honest, as weird as this sounds, I'm actually looking forward to this movie. The question is, where is it coming out? That's the real question. Where is this movie really coming out?
They should have dropped it on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
The perfect platform. They had the build up. Everybody would have watched it because everybody's just so curious about how bad this movie could be that they bounced it around and pushed it back so much. But now I want to see it. But now,
like where? Where are we going to see it at? Other than our local bootlegger website, of course. But it's like, and then even this, it's like these next couple movies that are about to come out. Like, who realistically is going to be able to see them? I mean, what else is supposed to come out? I think Tenet was supposed to come out.
Yeah.
something else. I forget the name. They're all scheduled to come out like September. But who's really going to be not even willing, but who's going to be able to come to a movie theater and even see them?
Especially with all the small movie theaters shutting down because of the video on demand market. There was a gentleman in the news from Wisconsin, I think. I think it's Wisconsin. I may be wrong. Where he took the Mulan poster and smashed it and burnt it in his parking lot because of video on demand killed his ability to make money to bring people back to the theater, his personal theater. So I think he did that in response to him possibly losing his business. I don't know if it's closed down now, but that happened in the news.
Oh, well.
You get one good movie at a theater, even if you're a small theater, if you would get like 10, your theater is going to be packed. I mean, not packed, but people will come and see that movie in the theater, but it's not cost effective now. Like no one's at the theater because like this Russian roulette, bro. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. And nobody's doing that right now. And Disney, they have it. Everyone's watching Disney. Everyone's watching to see how Mulan does because Mulan, because I'm about to buy Mulan, bro. That looks fire. Like everything they release, I'm like, I could justify the fact that if I went to go see it in the theater, which I might have, I'd have paid more than $30 to begin with. And if it was dope, you probably would have gone to see it again or see it. And then if it was that dope, I'm buying the Blu-ray of the 4K. So I'm like, listen, $30. I already had a subscription. So many people thinking that way. That movie's gonna make more money than it would have.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, Black Widow's gonna drop.
Yeah, that's another one. I mean, it's just a crazy time. I know Wonder Woman is another one of those movies. I think it's been ready, but it's just they want to make their money. It's going to be a big film, but it's like, when do you drop it realistically where it'll make money? I mean, if there's like 5 people per row in a movie theater, how are you gonna make money doing that? Like,
well,
I feel like you gotta go to video on demand at some point.
That's the point. A lot of studios want to go video on demand because they don't have to cut the movie theater industry a percentage of their money. So look at the movie Trolls. Trolls made what was it? 100 million. Just percent put it up there, 100 million. They would have to put it like a 20 or 80. They would take 80, 20, I think. That's not 50-50, but that money, other percentage, they would have to give to the movie industry, of the studio industry. If there's no theaters or studios to play the movie, you get that full cut, paying a middleman. So if video on demand is going to be paid, then you must see a lot of theaters shut down. Streaming movies come straight to the home.
Word. Yo, Sha, what movies were you looking forward to before the pandemic like destroyed the world? Like, was there anything you were looking forward to movie-wise?
Not in particular.
Huh?
Nothing in particular. What I was looking forward to, that's not necessarily a movie. Well, it ain't a movie, but it was a series. It was season 2 to the Wu-Tang American Saga.
Oh yeah, dope show.
I actually have to check that out. I heard like a lot of good things about it. What's crazy about the whole pandemic is not only did it prevent stuff from coming out, it's preventing a lot of stuff from actually even being filmed because you can't even get the crew together to film anything right now because of COVID. So a lot of series, a lot of movies, like it's just a mess in Hollywood right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like I'm just glad we got, like I said, the few Netflix series that were able to come out. I think The Boys is actually coming out next month. I'm looking forward to that. Umbrella Academy came out, I think, this month or late last month. But
is that good?
Umbrella Academy's fire. Yo.
I saw season 1. Season 1 was dope. I might start.
You didn't see season 2?
Not yet. I haven't seen season 2. I started.
What it's about?
For some reason.
Comic book shit. You know how that go.
Hey, Tommy, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Winter Soldier and Falcon possibly getting kicked back to 2021 when it was supposed to come out in this month?
I mean, is it finished?
We don't know. We don't know anything because Marvel's not giving us any information.
Yeah, I mean, more than likely, I know Black Widow is probably finished at this point. But a lot of the other TV shows, from what I understand, like they're not even production wise or whatever, not even finished. So it's like, what choice do we really got at this point? I mean, I think, like I don't even know if they're like filming anything right now. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe a lot of post production.
Yeah, people have gone back to filming. People have gone back to filming within this month. Yeah. That's why if you pay attention to Twitter, Doom Patrol has been like trolling Marvel Studios, saying we did our DC fandom. Where's the news for Winter Soldier and Falcon? Marvel, tell us something. You know what I'm saying? DC's actually baiting them to talk, because a lot of the Marvel fans are very pissed off that they're not hearing anything from Marvel, especially on the heels of the DC fandom, which was, very big entertainment.
I mean, I think Marvel fans are like, you know what I mean? Like, Marvel fans are all right. You know what I'm saying? We had arguably, and I'm a Marvel fan, by the way, we've had arguably the two greatest comic book movies ever that have come out, the culmination of everything. So if it takes a little longer for me to see Winter Soldier and Falcon, like, I'll be all right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm actually looking more forward to Black Widow and Eternals, because I want to see, especially with Eternals, I want to see, the cosmic element of the Marvel universe. I want to see how they kind of link everything together. Hey, we were saying the same thing about Guardians of the Galaxy, and that was a monster hit.
Guardians was dope. I think the main thing how this is going to affect Marvel is the fact that Marvel's whole storylines are so interconnected. So they plan these things out so much that their whole Phase 4, how do you do it? Because Winter Soldier, WandaVision, all that was directly part of Phase 4. So Black Widow, you have to get Black Widow out the way, because Black Widow sets up the rest of your other phases. But if Winter Soldier isn't done, can you release? And let's say Shang-Chi gets done, like can you release Shang-Chi? You can't, because now you gotta wait for Winter Soldier, and while they're waiting, like, DC is just, all right, we're dropping, okay, we'll have 4 Batmans. And what? Here's a multiverse. You know what I mean? Here's video games.
But let's remember, though, I mean, there's a difference between a preview and the movie actually getting ready to come out. DC had a lot of previews for movies, but the Batman's not coming out anytime soon. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you got I mean, so it's like, like, it's like the trailer. It's like, yo, I was hyped for, like, a lot of these trailers, like, yo, that joint's gonna be fire, but like, it don't come out forever. So I mean, when movies are able to come out, you'll see Wonder Woman and you'll see Black Widow. Like, I mean, I think Wonder Woman actually looks fire, by the way, but it's like, I mean, it's cool to see a preview, like, like with the Batman, they showed you clips of it. It's not done. But now it gets you excited about it.
30% of the movie. They've only shot 30% of the movie. And
that's what I mean.
The trailer from 30% of the movie, and the trailer is fine. Like, that's 30% of the movie. Like, can you imagine what 100%? That movie's going to be fire. Like that.
Well, let's remember, this is a DC movie, so sometimes it's fire. Sometimes because remember, I remember Batman versus Superman. When the trailer for that came out, I swore to God that was gonna be the greatest comic book movie ever. Like, you know what I'm saying? I thought there's nothing hotter than that. And then it was like,
It's different.
I don't know. You know what I mean?
Dev, you can't assume, bro, because I'm telling you. The rest of the film let's not
let our fandom get involved. You know what I mean?
Bro, you have to look at who's making the movie. Like, Zack Snyder, as a director, he makes it look good, but he's not a great writer. So, but again, you have to look at the movie. Wonder Woman with Patty Jenkins, it's fire because Patty's getting interfered with. She's
having a little bit of trouble hearing you.
I was saying that Patty Jenkins, she's not going to get interfered with by the studio because she's got clout. Matt Reeves is another guy, the same way as the dude who did Joker was. Those guys are going to get they're gonna be able to make the movie they want to make. So when I look at what Matt Reeves has done, the Planet of the Apes trilogy, like that dude bringing all those people on Batman. There's still a reason for me to believe that Matt Reeves can't make the Batman. Like he hasn't made a bad movie. Like the dude is good. It's like Christopher Nolan when he took over the Batman. You were like, oh, he about to do something crazy with it because you know Christopher Nolan as a director. I think that's why I'm more confident in the Batman than I don't know.
All right. Let's just not get carried away because, like I said, at one point, Zack Snyder, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, that should have been a can't miss, and it missed. You know what I mean? So but I do think that DC finally has it together. And either way, I feel like it's a great time for comic book fans, entertainment fans, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to everybody tuned in right now. We've been discussing movies. You got New Mutants coming out this weekend. We saw clips of the Batman. We saw clips of Justice League, the Snyder Cut. Wonder Woman also fire. So shout out to everybody tuned in. And when we're actually allowed to watch movies again, make sure y'all check them out. By the way, I got to let you know, and a collective perspective for more in-depth analysis and reviews on a lot of these movies and just cool movie shit and art shit. My man Dav, definitely check out his Facebook page. You know what I mean? Let him know more about it.
Yeah.
I can't hear you at all right now.
I said, yeah, man. AEP presents First Thoughts. That's Facebook group. Put that in.
Definitely, man. You know, because like I said, we only have a limited amount of time. But if you want to get more in depth and stuff like that, definitely check out his Facebook page. Also, shout out to Heritage Hip Hop, who not only is a dope website for hip hop, but they get into this comic book movie life and entertainment stuff as well. Ken, let them know more about that.
Heritage Hip Hop celebrates hip hop culture. Hip hop is not music, it's God within you. And all your creative entities is hip hop. And we celebrate that from music, entrepreneurship, and even word hop, which celebrates the comic book, anime, and media life. So if you want to see more, make sure you go to www.heritagehiphop.com and pay attention to something special to come out of you when you watch it.
Definitely. And of course, I can't forget my man Shy over there in the cut, doing what gangsters do. He not really with all this comic book stuff, although the Joker is one of your favorite villains of all time, Shy. Am I correct?
Probably my favorite, yeah.
Definitely. So Heath Ledger, the Joker from the last movie Joker, Jack Nicholson, in your opinion, who do you think was the best Joker of all time?
Heath Ledger, hands down.
Heath Ledger, okay, that's what's up. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's a topic for another day as well. This is Real Talk with the GoodFellaz. There's more on the way. We got a lot more to talk about. Shout out to all my comic book fans out there, all my movie fans out there. Like I said, man, we here for y'all. Hit us up on the email, the social media. However you're watching this right now, just hit us up with suggestions, comments, whatever. Like I said, it's good Real Talk with the GoodFellaz. We'll holler at y'all later.